Grace and peace. I'm Brian Muster, the Baptist campus minister at Drexel University, and working on another 3-minute book review. This one is Introverts in the Church, Finding Our Place in an Extroverted Culture. And I gotta say, this was a very important book for me to read. It was because I am an introverted leader in Christianity, and it was both a very interesting look at what it means to be introverted and how introverts and how the church is actually sort of designed for extroverts. Now, I would suggest reading this, especially if you're an introvert, but also if you're an extrovert. I would also suggest reading Susan Cain's Quiet, which is not a Christian book, but it explains extroversion a lot. And although this book was written before that one, I think those two go together, help you understand what introversion is, and then apply it to how introverts interact with the Christian community. Some interesting quotes out of this book. It seems that extroversion gets to be defined by what it is, but introversion is too often defined by what it isn't. And the book goes on to just list a bunch of characteristics and qualities that introverts are better at within the realm of Christian community, within the realm of faithfulness to Jesus Christ, than extroverts are. And it was very, very fascinating on those things. There's some stuff in here about biology, just looking at introversion as an actual physical thing. Our brains are wired differently than extroverts, and it's not necessarily this personality thing. It's actually also a biological thing. We think differently than others do. So it's not this just get over your introversion, you'll be better if you're extroverted like us sort of thing. It's more God has specifically created people to have two different leanings within introversion and extroversion. There are things where, like, going into how the church actually looks at things. Too many churches hold a strikingly extroverted theology of community. It is a temptation for churches to define spiritual maturity as attendance. And speaking is construed as confidence, whereas reserving one's opinion or only speaking on topics one has previously considered is interpreted as timidity or uncertainty. And this idea of developing trust, how introverts are actually speak when they're I say this is definitely a should, maybe